Dingus and Dongus.
Tomato.
Episode 17.
Hi, Peter.
What's up, Cody?
We're going to talk about some comic books and some metal.
Again?
Again.
God damn.
It's ridiculous. We need to find new topics.
We really do. This is absurd. Can't be talking about the same two things over and over.
Like every other week almost.
Yeah. Nobody's gonna listen to that shit.
No.
I'll listen to that, though.
Yeah. All day. That internet is made for cats.
Hell yeah.
We went with the 7 Deadly Sins out on TKO.
Mm-hmm.
TKO's perfect for us as far as their format for books.
Yep. 6-issue, self-contained runs.
Perfect.
Yeah.
This was written by Z. Chun with art by Artyom Trakhanov.
It's a Western.
It is.
Through and through. It's a fucking heavy book.
It is. Right off the rip, I appreciated the kind of over-exaggerated, unique character art.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would say it's good or great, but it was interesting at the very least to look at.
Grabs your attention. It's different.
And the multiple different characters are easily identifiable from each other, which I also appreciated.
So the basic plot is you got these 7 criminals who basically get recruited for this mission to return a Native American chief's daughter.
In a nutshell, yeah. So were there, I guess there were 6 criminals that got arrested initially, right?
Yeah, 6.
And then the 7th is the Padre.
Yeah.
Okay. I had assumptions going in that it was going to be very cut and dry what the 7 Deadly Sins were, because we all know what they are and how it associates. And it wasn't as clear.
No.
And I don't know if it needed to be titled what it was.
It's all very vague. I mean, you had the thief who was, greed?
I would assume.
Yeah, and then
the guy that likes to eat.
Yeah.
The very one-note character, just eating the entire time.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
I mean, they did have, like, I think, a panel where they went to the 7 Deadly Sins and it's placed over each character to mark who they are.
Right, yeah.
But it's like, I don't really know. Like the Chinese doctor. I think he was envy, or vanity. But it's like, that didn't really necessarily characterize him as a person, other than the fact that he kind of kept to himself and stayed quiet and
maybe
wasn't really interested in necessarily what's going on with other people.
Right, yeah. But it didn't come off as vanity.
No.
I mean, I probably would have done the same shit.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be over here.
Right.
It was, I don't know. And the religion tie comes in with the mission or whatever, right?
So, right.
I just don't know if it was a very fitting.
Yeah, it feels a little tacked on.
But, I mean, it does sound cool for a Western.
Right.
I could see some creepy old guy playing a Western with the title like this.
Right. I thought Wrath was a good fit. Can't remember the dude's name now.
I know, Marsh?
Yes.
Something Marsh.
I want to say Jeremiah, but I don't know why.
I think it's close to that.
Yeah.
If it's not, it's close.
Yeah. J. Marsh.
J. Marsh, yes.
J. Marsh. He was pretty damn wrathful.
Yeah, I agree.
And then there's Lust, who is just a fucking creep.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Well, that's on the note of creepiness, so you get to wait and understand why he's a creep later. The beginning of this book not only hits you with unique character art, but it hits basically all the stereotypes, not all, but a lot of stereotypes that exist right off the rip. And it's super cringy.
Yeah.
It's like, why are we doing this? I don't know, the stuff didn't need to be in the book, but it did set up to make the characters what they were.
Right.
I don't know. I just was reading, I was like, really, guys?
It's Yeah, I don't know. It gets a little difficult to read at times because of those things. It's just
Well, it mellows out towards the end.
Yeah.
It's just everything right up front is like, meh.
But I think maybe the purpose is to for trying to establish an accurate representation of the time.
Right. Well, I mean, similar things happen in the TV show Deadwood. Right?
Yeah.
It's a representation of the period.
Right.
And this is very much a period piece comic.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Closely after Civil War
Yeah.
in Texas.
Yeah.
So-
Rampant racism.
Yeah, exactly. And just horrible shit.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about Lust being creepy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, he diddled a little 10-year-old girl
Yeah.
because apparently he just fucks everything.
Yes.
The dude, and yeah, so they give out that little information, which immediately makes you hate the guy, and then of course he turns traitor. Was like, okay, great, now we're gonna see him get murdered by the quote unquote good guys.
Right.
Z did a pretty good job of not necessarily. I mean, I guess there are protagonists, antagonists, but it's all shades of gray.
Yeah, there's no black and white,
Yeah.
good, bad guy.
Right.
You know?
And,
Well,
I mean,
they all lean heavily towards black.
yeah.
All of everyone.
Yeah.
Except for maybe Grace, the little girl
Yeah.
that was kidnapped and then being returned to
Right.
the Native American chief.
Well, I thought Marlene was all right. She just wanted.
Oh, fair. Yeah.
She just wanted, have her baby and have her freedom.
Yep.
She never did anything too terrible.
No, she just ran away.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't
She just-
kill
Yeah.
her ex-slave owner people that she became a free woman to.
Right. I'm pretty sure she just ran away.
Yeah, like something happened. The dude was like, "Oh, you lured my son, and now you're pregnant. It's all your
Yeah.
fault." And then like a lantern fell over
Yeah.
and caught him on fire, and she's like, "Uh-oh," and ran away.
Right.
So yeah, I mean,
She didn't do it on purpose. Well, maybe we don't know. But
no, I don't think she. I think it was all unintentional.
Mhm.
And if you're a black woman in that time period, you don't stick around.
and you accidentally burned down the house.
You don't stick around.
On the topic of Marlene, that her whole backstory is so fucking sad.
It is.
It's like what you get a scene with her as younger, playing with her master's kids as friends,
Yeah, and swimming in a watering hole and having a great time, right?
Right.
Yeah.
and then they grow up, still remain friends. What really got me was when she got pregnant with
I think his name was Ethan.
Ethan or Edward or E.
Something. Okay.
Yeah, E. With basically the master's son, the dude who knocked her up was so oblivious to just
The environment that they
yeah,
lived in.
yeah, just completely oblivious to that. He thought that we'll just get married and
Right.
it'll be totally fine. He
Yeah.
didn't understand the plight of black people at the time. Like this, you can't do that.
Right. The town's gonna shun you.
Yeah.
She was full aware of this, telling him,
Right.
like, but let's just do the thing. Why can't we do the
Right.
thing?
He didn't understand that racism was a thing.
Right.
And that was just like, oh, dude.
Yeah.
That was really heartbreaking.
Yeah. And then she kills herself later.
Yeah.
Like after escaping prison or
Mhm.
jailing, running with these other criminals to go basically get paid to help this padre. He
Right.
offered 10,000.
Right.
Just like, help me stop the madness, the wrath
Mm-hmm.
of the Comanche war chief.
Right.
And then, okay, well, I mean, if I don't, I'm screwed anyway, so I might as
Mhm.
well get paid. And then they get caught, almost caught. And,
Yeah,
no, she did get caught.
She gets
'Cause
cornered.
Kitty Diddler Dandy guy.
Yeah.
Dandy
Oh, yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
whatever. Like,
That's when he
he
betrayed the
betrayed.
team.
Yeah, he betrayed the people. And
Yeah.
then she's like, you're not taking me.
Yeah.
And she goes and jumps off a cliff and kills herself. And then the priest guy still cuts a baby out of her.
Yeah.
Her whole reason was so this baby she's carrying doesn't have to grow up in this
Shitty world.
shitty world.
Yeah. And then yeah,
and then he cut the baby out.
Yep.
It's like, oh, fuck, this poor woman.
Right? It's just a life of tragedy. But then it's curious to me, like, yeah, like the Father Threadwell. I think that was his name.
Yeah.
Threadwell. He's basically the bad guy.
Yes.
Leading all these ex-rangers to hunt down the protagonists and to like essentially lead a war against the Comanches. But at the same time, like, I can understand, like, oh, this is a baby. We got, this is a life.
The baby.
Yeah, this is a life that is worth saving.
Right.
So there you go with the gray morality. It was like, is this guy good? Is this guy bad? I mean, like, you could kind of see where he's kind of coming from.
Right, but he's still a douche.
He is a fucking dick, and I really enjoy watching him get scalped.
Yes. I didn't know he was like, I didn't suspect he was going to survive that.
Yeah. Well, because I mean that's a lot of blood.
It is, and a lot of pain.
Yeah.
Also, not the pain, causes death.
Well, it could.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, also, Padre, the guy because he left the father guy to go do this thing. There was a moment when he visits the jail before all of these prisoners are set to transfer to San Antonio for the judge sentencing, and he hands him a book. And I just knew as soon as I saw him hand the book, and he said, "This is your key to freedom," to the Wrath guy.
Mm-hmm.
In my head, I even stopped reading and messaged myself, because that's how I take notes. So there's going to be key in there, and like that's how they get out.
Right.
And there was a lockpick in it.
Yep.
I was like, oh, I'm so brilliant. And it was funny because the Marsh guy, Jerome? I don't know. I'm struggling to remember.
Yeah.
Now names are just popping in my head.
It's J something. It starts with a J.
He says, your God isn't freedom or the key to my freedom or something like that. And I was like, yeah, fuck religion.
But that kind of plays into that the whole idea of like, using tropes, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, everything in this fucking book is a trope. Like,
Yeah.
They wear it proud
Yeah.
and loud. And it works out pretty well.
Yeah,
it's a solid
it made
story.
for a fun adventure.
Yep.
With everybody essentially dying.
A lot of gray bullshit and everyone dying. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the topic again of gray bullshit, one of my more favorite moments in the book was by like probably my least favorite character, Dandy.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's a good shot, right?
Right.
They say he's the best shot there is. Then he gets up when they're being ambushed by the little kid's family, and he snipes them by ricocheting a shot off of rocks to shoot him in the head, because he was out of range.
Right.
But he ricocheted the bullet. I was like, oh, that is so cool. You're such a turd.
Yep.
Like, how dare you, Z, make me like what this character just did, and Artyom, because there was a lot of artwork showing it.
Right.
Like, how do you... That was one of the coolest things in the book, and this dude fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Like, I hate you.
And even before, he was very reluctant to
Yeah.
like even pitch in. Like he's like, oh no, it's all a show. I'm like, I'm not that great. And then he goes to do this thing.
Right.
It's like, you fucking.
But it looked really cool.
It did.
But yeah, you suck.
Now it might be because I forgot already, but so there's a white dude riding around with the Native Americans, right?
Yes.
Did they ever go over like
Why he's with it?
Yeah.
Yes. He was taken by another tribe,
Mm-hmm.
and then this Comanche tribe fought that tribe,
Yeah.
and they took him.
Okay.
I don't know why they didn't just kill him.
Right.
They might have said it. I don't remember. But basically, he was kidnapped by a different tribe,
Right.
and then kidnapped by this tribe from that tribe when they fought.
Okay.
And then I think they used him because he knew English. And he was able to also infiltrate settlements as a white man to do like stealthy shit. I don't know.
Right.
Something like that. Because you see him at one point putting on Western
Right.
clothing, right?
Right.
So
Yeah, this is like I just couldn't recall like necessarily what the purpose of that character is for the story, other than just having him there.
yeah.
I mean, I guess like maybe he's there to show that I don't know that Native Americans aren't necessarily savages,
Could be.
but I don't know.
I just like to think that they used him as a spy,
Yeah,
which they did.
yeah. I was just thinking in context of like the purpose within the story, like why was that character even there? Because it feels like because he doesn't do any of that stuff necessarily, other than that beginning scene where he showed
Right.
infiltrating a settlement and betraying them or whatever. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Might have just been kind of something they sprinkled in
Yeah.
and didn't have enough space and or time to fully develop out or really need it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Who got away? It was Marsh.
Yep. Marsh got away. I think.
Because they raided the settlement. They went
Yep.
with the Comanches and
Yeah.
raided the settlement to kill the father. Marsh got away
Mm-hmm.
and went to some other place.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Envy died
Yep.
because he was running away with the baby that he rescued, and Lust caught up with him, and
Yep.
they had a little thing, and they both died.
I don't know.
Gluttony got killed by a cannon straight through his gut. That shit was gruesome and pretty damn cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Claire might have died.
There was one other person that got away besides Marsh.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Ah.
Also, speaking of Marsh and the doctor guy, when they were in the paddy wagon, I took it as the doctor broke Marsh's wrist to get his chains
Oh.
off.
It's his thumb. Dislocated the thumb.
Oh, and then pushed it back in or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, that seems like a lot of damage that
Yeah.
we just completely ignored after it happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was just dislocating the thumb.
Yeah,
And
so
I see popping it
Yeah.
back in.
So you can like actually squeeze your
Got it.
hand together.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, what? You didn't answer what just happened. I understand why you did it.
Right.
Because the lockpick broke and you had to free him because everyone
Right.
else was freed. But you didn't address it after that at
No.
all.
I would imagine if it was a broken wrist, he would. Marsh would have had a hard time holding guns.
Yeah.
Which didn't look like he had any trouble afterwards.
No.
But,
No.
but goddamn, that's gonna hurt so bad.
Yeah. Well, the good thing was he wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
Dude's like, just meh, pop.
Just a brief shock and like, you son of a bitch.
Yep.
That was okay. So like, going back to that scene then, like during the escapes, like, because the paddy wagon that they were riding around in, like, it tumbled over,
Yeah.
and over,
Yeah.
and over,
Yeah.
and I was like, dude, those guys are fucking dead.
They have to be.
Yeah. Especially with that big guy like rolling around, smashing around in there.
Yeah.
Like, how did they survive that shit?
And it was basically a steel box
Yeah.
with a big guy flopping on everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comic logic.
Yep, perfect. There was on that. So there's a character. What's the character that I guess is a female but presents or looks like a
Oh yeah,
male?
yeah. That's the thief.
The thief. Okay.
Yeah.
So later on in the book, was it because they would do flashbacks,
Mm-hmm.
which gave a little snippet of each person's back
Mhm.
story. Anyway, long story short, there's a moment where she's being assaulted, and this person like goes
Oh,
to
yeah.
grab him by the nuts, and it's not there. I assume there's no nuts there because of the response. Anyway, I'm just curious, who the fuck does that? Like, why
Yeah.
was that even written into the fucking book? Who does this shit? It's like,
I don't-
oh, I'll teach you, boy, blah, blah, got you by your nuts. And then, it's like,
I don't
I don't
know.
understand.
Yeah.
There's a couple moments of like, who does these things?
It's fucking weird.
Yep. There's a couple weird moments.
Yeah. But, it's overall, though, I think it was a solid book.
Yeah, it's a dark, bloody Western.
Yep.
But not your typical walk out the saloon in high noon and have a shootout in the middle of the main thoroughfare
Right.
type of Western.
Right.
But it's definitely a Western.
Yep.
So
If you enjoy Westerns, I think it's recommended.
yep, it'll make you cringe and be grateful that you live in the year 2000.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you think the mic even picked that up?
I hope not.
It was really quiet.
Do you remember that though?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. It just popped into my head. I was like, that used to be great. I'm gonna watch YouTube videos about it.
Okay. The album is Forhist by Forhist. Self-titled, came out this year on Debemur Morti. It's a project by Vinsvold, the dude behind Blue Dust Nord.
And I don't know why it's not just Blue Dust Nord.
I don't know. That opening track did remind me a lot, at least that first riff reminded me a lot of Hallucinogen.
Yeah.
It sounded like a riff from the album.
I just want to point out, before we even get to the music, two things in particular. One, the album art is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's a black and white, almost reminiscent of wood etching type of style. And it's a cute fox.
I think it's either a fox or a wolf.
Yeah. It's a cute little furry, fluffy thing curled up in like a nest looking thing. And it's great.
It is. It's really cool.
The second thing is the way that Forhist is spelled makes me think of snakes Forhist. Because I don't understand why it's spelled like it is.
Can't tell you. Oh, well, okay. Well, I mean, I guess maybe to disambiguate from other Forhist bands. I'm assuming there's other bands named Forhist spelled the normal way.
There has to be.
Yeah.
But on that note, literally within the past 30 minutes, I decided to search on Metal Archives for Gondor, which you would also assume is taken.
Right.
No, there are no bands on Metal Archives named Gondor.
There's not one power metal band named Gondor.
Nope. But that's neither here nor there. It's just maybe there isn't someone named Forhist. There's not a Gondor. I don't know. There's every other Lord of the Rings reference in the world.
Right. Jesus, there's no Gondor.
No, so, I mean, let's get on it.
Somebody get on it. It's your job now.
Yes. Come on, Gondorians.
Yes. The Dingus and Dongus Legion needs to make this thing happen.
Yep. You can sing about forests.
Yes. And hiss the entire time.
Find a vocalist who is comfortable that has a lisp. And make them do power metal.
Oh. See, now I'm wondering, like, I don't recall if I've ever heard lisping, like, come through in singing.
I don't think I have. It's similar to how a lot of, at least to us, non-native English speaking, you don't really hear their accent when they're singing.
Right. Or even, like, British people.
Right.
Like, when they sing, like, that British accent seems to disappear in my head.
Right, when they're singing.
Right.
So, now I'm going to have to actively search that because that's an interesting thought.
Yeah. Weird. Okay, so...
It's ambient black metal that could be Blue Dust Nord.
Yes.
And it's really enjoyable.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Great riffs. And I really enjoyed the Froggies.
Yes, I was about to say they sampled a lot of nature within the album, and I appreciated it. I usually appreciate it anyway, in the correct context.
Right.
Ambient black metal is 100% correct context.
Right.
You know?
the way they layer those samples under the riffs, it's like it creates such a cool atmosphere.
It is. And it's not just atmosphere. There's actual songs
Yep.
with the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
Songs, riffs, it's fucking great. Great black metal.
I appreciated too that they did throw in keys on some tracks.
Yep.
Not necessarily all that I recall. And sometimes those keys on those tracks is pretty prominent. But it still ruled. Like
Yeah.
it could almost be on par with the prominence in a Debemur.
Yeah.
But just done better.
It doesn't sound like Debemur.
Right.
Yeah. Like for me, the sense on Debemur, like just kind of, yes, it fits the music, but it sticks out like a sore thumb. Whereas this, it's more of a cohesive
intentional.
unit.
Yeah. It's prominent, but it's intentional and it works.
Right.
I wonder if that has to do with excellent like mixing, or if that's creative thoughts while recording.
Yeah, I have no fucking clue.
Yeah, me either. We'll never know, right?
Nope.
Because the first time I heard this, like you had ordered the LP, right? And you had played it one day.
Yeah.
But I didn't get to focus on it. But I remember listening to it. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool.
Yep.
And then giving it further listens when I could focus. So, yep, it is definitely really cool.
Yeah. Shit, now I lost my thought. Well, okay. This is like 3 episodes in a row where like one of us has lost our train of thought.
Well, we're a bunch of ding-dongs, right? So
It's like, I just feel like we're entering into like, I don't know, premature seniority. Senility.
Seniority.
See?
Well, I do have seniority.
Yeah.
Like in other aspects of my life, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, just getting dumber
We've
and
always
dumber.
been just old people in our heads.
Yeah.
Now our bodies are getting to catch up with us.
Yeah.
I, however, going back to this album, I think I'm pretty much, it's irrelevant and no one should give a shit. But I think I'm pretty much over bands naming their track numbers the numbers.
Okay.
It's like, oh, Roman numeral 3
Yeah.
is track 3.
Yeah.
You have fucking lyrics. Just copy 3
Do
words.
they have lyrics?
It sounds like it. I can't, unless they're just making really wordy sounding noises.
I can never really tell with black metal.
I
Well, at
often
least-
can.
Like, at least with like Blue Dust Nord's material. like,
Okay, yeah.
I can't really tell what he's saying, if he's saying anything at all.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, maybe there aren't actually lyrics. He's just screaming into a mic.
Well, switch it up.
Well,
Do like dot, 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 dot. Just do a bunch of dots.
do it in Morse code.
Yeah. Do
Dots
it in
and
Morse.
dashes.
Yeah. Fucking come on. If you're going to be pretentious, be fucking pretentious.
What about
Or lazy. It could be he's just being lazy.
Could be.
Because I put so much work into this shit.
I'm done.
I'm not using my brain power
Yeah.
on words. Roman's got it figured out for me.
Exactly. But oh my, come on, naming stuff is hard though. Like naming shit is really fucking hard.
Right. That's why I just use words that we say during the podcast to name this shit.
Fair. So using that, and if he's not saying anything, the titles would be
It would be. Oh. But if you're another counterpoint to my other counterpoint that I'm making against myself thrice over, why not just have it be one long track? Don't name it anything. Name it the album. Forhist on Forhist by Forhist.
Yeah.
Why
You
the
could.
fuck not?
I guess maybe it depends on, or okay, yeah, like just don't have any. I guess you could technically have separate tracks, so you can like jump to whatever song you want, but
Yeah.
don't actually quote unquote, name them as distinct tracks.
Right.
That's an interesting idea.
Well, I mean, I don't know what's going on. This person is mysterious anyway.
Right.
So
I think like I've seen maybe one interview.
do we know it was him?
I guess not.
Nobody knows.
It's just a journalist.
Yeah. It was you.
Yeah. It was a creative writing major. That was his final story for his intro class.
Was
a
it
fake interview
with this
people.
obscure black metal person, but it was himself instead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Should write a story about that.
About interviewing someone, but it's actually just you.
About being in a class and having to come up with a story, so you come up with a fake interview and turn that in as a story.
And then it gets published.
Yeah. And then you write about it. But yeah, Forhist is a great fucking album.
Yep.
If you like ambient black metal.
Absolutely. It was really good.
Check it out.
Dingus and Dongus.
Debemur.
You got fox hairballs.
Yeah. Too much snuggle time with cornbread.